Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahi Satyadevaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Sahna Vavatu Sahno Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavit Vishavahe. Om Asato Ma Sagamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhagavave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Sai Ram. Good evening and welcome to day 11 of the Atma Chalisa Parayanam. So yesterday on day 10, we spoke about the law of opposing force, that in this universe, there are always two forces. One works in your favor and one works counter to it. And the whole dance of life and the whole game of life is played between these two opposing forces. And that is how we grow. And that is how we become better versions of ourselves. And that is what is the objective of this life. So today, in continuation with that, because now we are building the threads, we have spoken already about the law of the creative life force, that how everything is an energy. So the energies are therefore moving, in two different directions. It comes like this and they interact with us. And in this interaction, all of creation happens. So now what we are talking about today is a more finer understanding of that, because every day now we will keep refining and we'll keep going deeper and deeper till to everyone this life and this world makes sense. And that is what we are trying to do here. We're trying to understand every bit of it so that there is no doubt left in us and we understand absolutely clearly who we are, what this world is, what is my role in it, and why am I really here. So today we are going to talk about another principle, a very interesting principle, and which is the principle of the perfectly imperfect world. We have always been saying and complaining that this world is not perfect. And it's true. It was never meant to be perfect. But yet, it is also perfect at the same time. Now, how can this contradiction exist? How can the contrary exist? How can there be perfection in imperfection? Our Upanishads say, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnabadachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Meaning to say that this universe is whole and complete by itself. And therefore, all that is in this universe is a representative of the whole. And therefore, by its very nature, it is whole and complete, which means each one of us and everything that exists in this universe, all living, non-living beings are whole and complete. Now, which would tell us that pretty much means that it is perfect. It is whole and complete, but it may not fulfill our definition of perfection because we have a very romantic definition of perfection. Perfection means for us when everything works perfectly for us, right? Now, the world actually works perfectly, but in its own sense of imperfect way. Not imperfect in the eyes of the Creator, but imperfect in our eyes, because our expectations are different. But to the Divine Creator, everything is moving in absolutely perfect order. Even the wars and the earthquakes and the floods, everything is working perfectly. So what is this? Why is life on this planet like that? Why is it so chaotic? We spoke about this yesterday and day before as well, that we come on this planet to grow and to evolve and to get to that state of perfection where we experience the divine consciousness, we experience the creative life force and the creator in us. That's why we have come. Now just imagine if you were to enter a university. We come to a university to learn. We all go to a university to learn. But if we go to a university and everything was just perfect and we were perfect, would we ever learn anything? The curriculum in a university is designed in such a way that we have to constantly acquire knowledge which we do not know, and we have to develop skills using those knowledge so that we can practice that knowledge. And that's the reason why we go in a university, and that's how we graduate. We give an exam to graduate. That have we learned, and are we able to apply all that we have applied? Remember the concept of, we keep talking about heaven in all religions. And we said heaven is a place where we just enjoy. And even the devatas, even the gods have to come down to earth to experience their divinity. This planet is a planet where you work towards and experience your perfection. And that's the reason each one of us has come here, because there was something left in our perfection. There was something left in our learning and understanding. And we've come here to complete that course. This perhaps, maybe, if you are religiously following and if you are completely involved in this Parayanam, maybe in the next 30 days, you may be completing that curriculum which started many lifetimes ago. So the whole idea of this life on this planet is to complete our experience, complete our understanding of who we truly are. And that completion cannot happen if everything was perfect as we imagine it to be. Because if everything was perfect, if everything was smooth and everything worked, instantly, then there was no learning, because then we would remain as we are. There would be no reason for us to grow. We would just remain as it is. It would actually be a wasted lifetime, because that means we came as perfect beings and we remained perfect. That is what means that there is no growth, there is no evolution. In heaven, the idea of heaven is that where everything is perfect, where you just enjoy. But you come here to experience that perfection when everything around you is imperfectly created. This is a Shaolin school where through adversity and through challenges, you learn to grow and you learn to become a better person. So you graduate from this university. This is where you complete the journey. And so therefore, while to our mind, life on this planet may seem to be imperfect, but actually, in the eyes of the Creator, it is so perfectly set up, because perfection is born in the womb of imperfection. In a hostile environment, peace comes in. In a world full of chaos, an order is created. And this is how life has been set up here. And that is why we have to make that effort. We have to move beyond our ignorance, our wrong understanding, to really know what life is all about and how we are connected to this life. And then, having understood it, we start to change the way we look at life. Our challenge always has been only in our mind. It's a mind which has always created all suffering, all misery, all problems, all challenges. They exist in our mind because our mind has different expectations from life. Our mind has expectations, and our mind is in some kind of a romance about this world. When it does not get fulfilled, it is upset, it's angry, it's restless, it's anxious. But if we understand that this life is such a beautiful play, that everything is created so beautifully, it's like how we maxed, our lessons in the university. how as sports people we maxed, becoming a good sports person. It's how we as a child would run to the top of the mountain without any challenge, with a sense of joy and adventure. If we approach life with this understanding very clearly, what we are here to achieve and how beautifully everything actually is helping us, the whole situation and the whole way at which we look at it certainly starts to change. So while in our eyes, the world may appear to be imperfect, but it isn't so. And that is why the Upanishads say that the world is perfect, whole, and complete. And so is each one of us. It's just that we are not aware of it as yet. It's just that we have not experienced it as yet. And this experience is what keeps bringing us again and again on this planet. Every different lifetime is what we are seeking is this perfection. What we are seeking is this completion. And I hope that for all of us, this should be the last time that we seek this. And that is why I had said at the start of the program, this is a Parayanam. This is not a normal satsang where you can come and miss and go whenever you feel like. Where if you are really seeking, if you are really desirous, if you are really keen for it, if you really believe in it, then you must be able to commit yourself fully to it. Your commitment to this process is so critical to what awaits us. We will be tested, like most of us are tested. We will have commitments that will come in conflict with this. We will be tempted to go somewhere else, some more meetings to attend, some more, things that lure us, some pressures that might come on us, either out of fear, or either out of obligation. I don't know what it is. What is your challenge? But the choice is clearly in your hands. That if you give this the importance that it is demanding, and if you think that this is what your goal of your life is, I do not know if there can be anything more important in our lives at this moment than to focus on experiencing our own truth, experiencing our divinity. If anybody were to offer me this, I would certainly grab it by both hands and say, I am in and I am present. So, and that is the reason why we call Parayanam. That is why I'm not sharing any audio recordings or video recordings with anybody, because this is where we have decided to be. And this is where we are committing ourselves to be, because we are absolutely keenly wanting this to happen. And without that wanting, without that single-minded desire for liberation, for moksha, for enlightenment, it's not going to happen. And when we are completely immersed in ourselves, we will start experiencing those aspects of our being which we have not experienced so far. As the program started today, Sonia's sister mentioned this, that this is the first time that everything is sinking in as if we are living for the first time. And this is just the 11th day, and we are going deeper and deeper. How deep it is going to be does not depend upon me. It depends on each one of you, how deep you want it to be. And I can keep guiding you. I can keep facilitating this journey of yours, but it's your journey. Even if I could do it for you, I can't do it. And as I have been telling you that the times are prophetic. Don't take these words lightly. These are such magical times where if we yearn, and if we yearn with our heart, mind and soul, which is three current shuddhi, which we have spoken about, there is no reason, absolutely no reason that it will not happen. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. I want you to absolutely have no doubt in your mind at all that there is something wrong in this world, and that there is something wrong with the times, and there is something wrong, with what's happening in the world. Everything is perfectly ordained. Everything is just perfect in its imperfection. And it is meant to be imperfect. That is how we will become perfect. That is how the perfection within us is waiting to express itself. If everything was fixed in this planet, if everything in your house was in order, then where was our need to do anything? If everything was happening well in your offices, where was there any need for us to make an effort? The whole idea of making an effort is to overcome that which is appearing to be not so perfect. And in these initial days, where we seem to be making an effort of remembering the truth of ourselves, and if we remain as an observer of this truth, as an experiencer of this truth, I can assure you that as we start coming to the end of this, the journey will become effortless. So my sisters and brothers, this is the message I wanted to share with you today. I hope you've received it in your heart, and I hope you will reconcile and you will clear all the filters in your mind and in your eyes and in your senses that have made you perceive this world differently than how it is. And you would be able to start enjoying the perfection of this universe. So with that, I'd like to thank all of you for being here. I'd like to thank all of you for your presence, because it's your presence that is creating the power and the force of this Parayanam. And if you utilize and channelize this force, then the force within will certainly express itself. So once again, thanking all of you, lots of love and lots of blessings, Sai Ram. And now I'm open to receive feedback and experience sharing or any questions that you might have, Sai Ram.